What's going on, guys? Wanted to give you a Sunday morning podcast here on social media. This is one that's near and dear to my heart. I have definitely made a ton of mistakes doing this and wanted to share my experiences as a little small business that's been trying to grow over the last 20 years. I've got some real world Fortune 500 experience running marketing analytics for a couple of different organizations, and so I've tried to take some of those learnings back down into my small business. I think I've done an okay job of growing my user base and growing my channel and my followers, and it's helped me make a little bit of money over the last couple of years. So I wanted to share that experience with you and kind of give you some insights on how long it's taken me to get where I'm at, what my plans are sort of for the future, and really try and just sort of broaden the audience a little bit with this podcast. So if you haven't watched all my videos, I am a guitar builder. I have close to 400 guitar building videos out there. I am a specialized YouTube channel around guitar building. That's what I like to do. I like filming the process. I don't make a ton of money doing that, but I do use this sort of as an advertising stream for me. And then I get a really engaged user base as well. And I've been using social media since it came out. I made a bunch of mistakes in the beginning, and I learned from that and sort of grew my business from there. I have not really had anything go viral or blow up on me, but I'm always hoping that something will. I've seen other people have more success, but for me, I'm in it for the long term, and I will continue to do these videos and give these updates, I guess, for the rest of my life as it looks. I eventually want to retire and do this full time. I'm 42 now. I'm hoping that maybe around 55 I can get out early and do this guitar thing. So my history and my background is I was a Java programmer, I was a SQL programmer, and I turned that into business strategy and analytics. I've run analytics for a number of Fortune 500 companies, and the one thing I've really learned is about reach, engagement, and conversion. How many people did you reach? How many of them engaged? And then how many purchased from you? So I've seen those metrics for days on end, and I've tried to take that approach with my business, and really getting eyeballs to your content is really important. Making sure you're in the right spots, in the right places, at the right time is really key. I have posted things numerous times and not had any interest, and then posted something again, and it sort of blows up. It's a really odd thing to sort of understand, but if you start going through the different algorithms of the different systems, you can begin to pick up things. When's the best time to post? Who's going to engage the most? I've learned a lot on my YouTube channel. I know that posting Monday mornings for me is terrible. Everyone's sort of got their life to get going. But if I post later in the week, I get much better success. And if the video starts to take off slightly, I can even get YouTube to recommend it, which then gets my video to spool up even more. So the big trick is to sort of figure out your audience, figure out what you're trying to do, and then continue to go after it. It takes a little bit of time to do that, but that's sort of the quick nutshell version. I'll give you a little bit more about my history with social media here now. One of the first things I had done, I think it was probably about 2002, 2003, I was building guitars, Veritone switches, custom bodies, and I started posting on the Epiphone forum, and I did some ads for my Veritone switch, and not knowing what I didn't know, some of the mods found out that I was recommending my own switches, and I got blown up and called out, and it turned into a big fat mess, and I had to apologize. And I learned really quickly that you cannot go out and do that kind of garbage. I have used Instagram's promotions and YouTube's promotions, but only on 2 posts, because I realized it doesn't work at all. So if you guys are thinking about using Instagram or YouTube to advertise your videos or posts, don't do it. It's not worth it. You're going to way overpay for the views, and it just is not going to do it. So I paid for my wild turkey post on Instagram I paid, I think, somewhere about 3 to 4 cents. I think I paid $80 for 20,000 impressions. I got like 3 click-throughs to my website, and I got no emails. Nobody asking for info on the guitar or anything along those lines. It was targeted towards males who are older, who are into guitars and high-end guitars. Those were the sort of the filters that you could set up. Instagram didn't give me any information on what hashtag was more popular or which one was it clicked through. It just left me blind, and at the end they took $75, and I didn't really get any insights or sort of learnings from that, which was really frustrating. I know guys that have actually gone out and done those click farms and paid for that, and that doesn't really give you anything either. The algorithm within Instagram or YouTube will pick up sort of fake clicks or fake watches, and whatever site tells you that they're not going to get caught, they almost always get caught, and you're not going to get anything out of that. So what, you've got, you know, 1 million views on one thing, but did it drive any more business? Did you get any more subscribers? You'll see a lot of guys on YouTube that have that, and it doesn't make any sense. Through testing all my different launch dates and post dates on Instagram and YouTube, I really sort of narrowed in what the best times are, and, you know, when I can get some good engagement. You know, using more hashtags is good. Using the right tags on YouTube are good. You really got to just sort of float around and post and see how to grow your own business. So for me, after that incident on the forum with Epiphone, I kind of took a break. And then magically, I had a guy called SB McDonald reached out to me and said, hey, I want to review your Veritone switch. And he put it in an old magazine that's not around anymore, 20th Century Guitar. Last page, it was the Luthier's Front Porch. And he wrote up a review. And I didn't have to pay for that. He did it on his own. This was in February of 2004. And after that, I picked up a whole bunch of famous folks looking for a Veritone switch. It was really interesting. So me trying to force things out there didn't work, but being on a couple forums as a real guy did work. So I was on the Music Instrument Makers Forum, and I was on Project Guitar Forum, being an active participant in those communities, and that's where he found me and decided to write the review. I ended up working with Randy Bachman. He got, I think, 12 Veritones installed in a bunch of his guitars. I then did some work for Robert Plant and the Strange Sensation. I even got to go comped to the concert here in Chicago with my buddy. That was a pretty amazing experience. Third row, people running down the aisles screaming. I've been to a lot of concerts, and that takes the cake as the wildest one I've been to. So that organic growth and sort of spurt I saw when I first started out was because I was an active participant in those forums and answering questions and being real with guys. And that's really what got me then to get this review in 20th Century Guitar. The stuff I tried to force did not work, wasn't real, and that was a failure. But then as I was an active participant in those other forums, it really helped me long term. I have done Reddit, I think, for about 5 or 6 years and gotten a little bit of traction there. I've also been banned from some forums in Reddit as well because I'm too advertising at times. And the moderators of each Reddit thread sort of have their own view of what is or what isn't advertising, and where I got banned from artisan videos because my videos weren't artsy enough. I have had success in the whiskey thread and the bourbon thread for my whiskey barrel guitars. And I've posted stuff. I enjoy whiskey and I enjoy guitars, and a lot of guys do as well. And I haven't really sold anything, but I've interacted and I have a organic sort of back and forth with folks as they do reviews. That's how you build up social media, build up your presence. I see a lot of kids coming online these days, building guitars or working with their dad. I'm going to sell my guitar for $800 or whatever. Nobody's going to buy it. You got no credibility. You got to sort of spend the time in the forums, getting to know people, get your guitar to a player or whatever. That's what's really going to build your business long term, is organic, sort of grassroots marketing. And that's one of the things I was very sort of frustrated with Gibson when they relaunched. They came back in market with, we're Gibson and we're awesome, so buy from us. And the market was like, go below. And now they're doing some grassroots marketing again. And that's what's going to help grow long term, is sort of that day in and day out interaction with your customers, constituents, whatever you want to call it. Those organic, authentic transactions, conversations are what's really going to do it. So I rejoined a bunch of Facebook forums, Project Guitar and the Music Instrument Makers Forum. I still visit frequently. I don't post there as much anymore, but I did join a bunch of Facebook forums around guitar building, and I'll interact on there with guys, and then also post my videos there as well. For me, it's a great back and forth, gets some more eyeballs on my stuff to an audience that really wants to watch my stuff. When I paid for the YouTube promotion of my video, it was the purple giveaway guitar. I don't know if you guys remember that one. I usually get about anywhere between 2,500 to 5,000 views in 6 months. I said, oh, let's try and double that. And so I paid about $75. No, actually, it was about $125. And again, I got it in front of males who like guitars or search guitars, who have a certain income threshold. Didn't really get any more subs, didn't really get any more interactions out of those folks. And really, I wasted some money. I think I wasted $25. If I spent $25, I got $100 through Google AdSense or ad credits or whatever they run, Google AdWords. And so it was a good way for just to experiment and see if that worked. And what I've learned is it didn't work, didn't get what I want out of it. And at the end of the day, I've spent a little bit of money on doing that, and it's not going to get you what you want. It's got to be organic. I think that's one of the cool things I like about Reddit, is that a lot of the stuff on there is organic to some degree. I know a lot of you guys will disagree with me, but I think for the most part, there are a lot of organic things that happen there. There is some manipulation and things, but some of the forums that I visit, like Luthier or Guitar Porn, that's pretty specialized, and I don't see as much manipulation, at least in the guitar stuff that I'm watching and learning. The guitar thread on Reddit, I really am not happy with. I've emailed the guy a bunch of times to let me be I think he calls it a green or whitelisted partner. And it means I'm not going to do too much advertising. And all my videos are educational. They tell you how to do things. And I posted a video there. I can't remember which one it was. But he actually asked me to demonetize my video and take all the ad breaks out before he would repost it. I think it was the Paisley guitar. Now that I'm sort of speaking, I had a significant amount of traction there. It's my guitar. I'm not getting rid of it. I wasn't doing anything. I was just showing it. And I showed the build video there, and I was told that he would disable the post he would enable the post if I demonetized it. And so I had a whole bunch of upvotes, and it was going viral. And then he told me to demonetize it, and he took it down, and then the algorithm killed it. And I could not believe that another musician, another sort of guitar guy would ask me to do that. I was really kind of miffed, and I don't think I'd ever post there again. Even if I got some traction there, I would tell the mod to shove off. I could not believe that another musician would do that. And then I went through and looked at all the whitelisted sort of lesson guys, and it looked like it's a bunch of buddies who sort of mod it themselves. I was very, very disappointed in that. It was sort of heartbreaking to finally get some good traction on that Paisley guitar, and then someone would tell me to demonetize it because I'm going to make $5 or $6 on the video. So it's interesting as you get into it. Don't go out there and start spamming the world. I think I'm even guilty of doing that sometimes too, a little bit. But you got to know your audience, know your sort of subject matter pretty well before you start getting out there. And then from there, you can start interacting. And that's where I've seen a lot of guys really grow and build their channels because they're real. The fake stuff doesn't last. Paid stuff doesn't last, and you're not going to make enough money doing it, and the odds are stacked against you in terms of trying to game the system. You're not going to game the system. All the guys that I know that have a lot of success today in Instagram or YouTube have sort of built their channels organically and grown them organically. And my plan for the future is to continue to grow organically. I won't do any more paid promotions that just don't work, but I will continue to post on the various sort of forums and threads that people have gotten to know me and like me, and I will continue to go down that path. So you got to be likable, you got to be able to admit your mistakes, and I've made a ton of them, and you got to be personable. It's taken me a long time to actually become personable. These videos and sort of YouTube has helped me significantly. It's not the same person I was when I was 20 as I am now 42. But as you interact and you get to know folks, eat a crappy guitar, say you're sorry. People really appreciate that. You're not a big corporation, and I think that's where big corporations lose a lot of that energy is their employees don't care. It's not their business. As a small business owner, I care. If someone's not happy, I will take it back. Don't do it for the money. Do it for the love of it. I love music. I love electric guitar. I love T-Bone Walker, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, Albert King, Freddie King, all those guys I love. That's why I do this. I love hearing Justin Johnson wailing on my guitars. I am Justin Johnson's biggest fan. I found him with 17,000 subscribers. He was in Nashville, and I said, hey, man, let's do something. Shows up at my house. We do a bunch of stuff, and then 4 or 5 months later, he goes viral on Reddit with that shovel guitar, and now his channel is significant. One of the biggest channels on YouTube for a blues guy, and you can just see that organic growth that he had from being real. He's one of the best case examples I can see as of late in terms of someone really knowing their audience, interacting, playing, posting. Now, that's his life, and I didn't know that till I got to know him, and now the musicians that I know that do this stuff full time, I see that passion, I see that energy, I see how much it takes to put into this, and I can appreciate that. And that's what I try and put into these videos and the knowledge I share with you guys, and try to build that organic growth, humble, whatever you want to call it, get it all out there. This is me, this is what I'm trying to do, and that is what's grown my channel. I will continue to try and do some things that make me go viral. I've got a couple guitars in the works that are unique and way different. I like to see guys do things different. Burl's Art coming on, really had the most success, I think, of any of us over the last year, 2 years. He did that colored pencil guitar, and that thing took off. He posted on Reddit and a couple other spots, and it was a great, well-edited video as well. And he made it. He's making a couple $1,000s now each video. For me, I'm making a couple $100 a month. Over the year, that adds up. I'm helping fund my kids' college educations with this. And I think if I double the number of videos that I've got out there, I got about 450, I think. If I can get to about 1,000 in another, let's say 10 years, I should have a pretty, significant, sizable customer base. I definitely want to get to that 100,000 mark. To be honest, I thought I'd be there already. I kind of want that silver play button. I know I'll get there. It's taken a little bit of time. I remember watching Jared and the Degent guys at 200,000, and now he's got 2 million. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more entertaining. I think that's the other thing I've learned as well, is that some of the stuff I've done has been really sort of cut and dry, and you don't get to see my personality. And hell, you didn't even really see my face for the first 200 videos, 300 videos, something like that. And then as I become more familiar with the camera and how to do this stuff, I've decided to put my face out there, and that's helped just sort of gain credibility over time. So we'll continue to do this. We'll continue to share my insights. Again, reach, engagement, conversion, but it's got to be organic. It's got to be authentic, literally. And your channel will grow. People get to know you. Just keep at it. That's the other huge thing with this, is you've got to keep posting, and you've got to keep at it. When I don't post weekly, I drop in the YouTube rankings, and I don't get as many recommendations. I've heard a couple guys complain about that. If you don't stay on somewhat of a schedule, YouTube will burn you. And I've noticed that when I skip 2 weekends and then I do 3 weeks in a row, I can see the recommendations fall off. I had a great sort of July and August with some of my Big D Guitars greatest hits, because I was sort of reusing some content that I had saved. And then get to mid-August and school starts, I slow down, and all that sort of disappears. So the real big thing for me and telling you guys is stay authentic, and in the sense that know your audience, be real. Don't play games like I had tried when I was younger, and continue to produce content. If you look at what Joe Rogan became, significantly different than where he was when he started. And I think that's the coolest thing, is the guy's got 1,400, 1,300 podcasts, something like that. I listened to him a lot at work, and he kept going, and posting, and progressing, becoming a better interview. And it's great to listen to. And he's had some really good insights and learnings, and I try to share a lot of that stuff with you guys around guitars and the guitar business. So keep going. Keep at it. Film your progress, send me pics, ask questions. I'm always here for you guys. But that is my rambling rant on social media. Growing organically, be real, and know your content. Don't get out there and bullshit people. That's really just going to cause problems long term. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Hope you have a great Sunday, and we'll see you in the next video, guys.